Hi, this is Dylan Sluter, and today I'm going to be talking about mediation. With mediation, you use mediation to talk about resolving disputes between either a salesperson, a customer, or a company and a customer. This way, you use mediation instead of never being able to resolve your dispute. The four main types of mediation are direct negotiation, mediation, arbitration, and litigation. These are the only four types that are used, and each gets easier and less costly, but with going further from negotiation to litigation, each of them has their different points that make them more effective or make them less effective. But the more effective, the more cost and time, and then the less effective, the less cost and time. Now, why are there so many types of mediation? There are four different types because, well, as I said earlier, the cost and time. The cost of each goes up for the more people involved, and then the time goes up as well. Such as with direct negotiation, the cost is very little and the time is very little. But that's because you only have two people involved. But once you get to, say, litigation, you have to pay your attorneys, you have to pay legal fees, you have to pay court costs, and you have to pay the judge. This costs much more money, thousands of dollars, and then it costs a lot more time because you have to have people there at certain times, and then you have to make appeals, and this comes much more lengthy and time consuming. Then there's different types because the more control you have over the outcome. With such as mediation, the mediator has no opinion he has no real way to tell you what to do. He just suggests things, and both sign and decide, yes, this is what we want to do. But with litigation, you have to use the judge, and then you can appeal it, and then this just allows less control. So this is why we have many different types. Now, with the first part of mediation is direct negotiation. This involves the customer and the salesman and no one else. This way, it makes them having a dispute. Once they have a dispute, they must keep a level head and be understanding. With direct negotiation, they come together and it's just the salesperson and the customer, and they're trying to work out a deal between each other without using any kind of mediation, and just direct negotiation with each other. When going into this, as I said, you must keep a level head and be understanding. If you keep a level head, this means that with direct negotiation, you'll come to a easy resolution and be understanding with what each other wants. Once you decide what you want, this is the first part of negotiation. Since you know what you want, you come in and you tell them, hey, I want to give you $1,000, and then they'll accept it or not. And then you must find out what is wanted from the other person, and then how to get to this resolution. Yes, one might want $2,000 and the other might want $1,000. Well, maybe you come together at $1,500 and you finish this dispute easily. And then you must negotiate skillfully. If you say, oh, I'll give you $1,000, and the person says, oh, okay, that's fine, well, then there's something up, and they just wanted to get the deal over with quick and give you your money. So this has been direct negotiation. Now, with the next one, it is mediation. Mediation is an assisted negotiation. This is between the customer, the salesperson, and then the mediator. The mediator helps decide what they want to do, but it's really him giving his opinions. This way, the mediator does not decide. They kind of give their opinions on, yes, this is what you need to do, no, this is what you need to do, and then they both write on the piece of paper and sign it, and then, bam, this is what they have. The outcome in the mediation, there's nothing to lose with this. With mediation, you're not going to lose anything because you both decide the outcome, and with mediation, this way, once the outcome is made, you both agree on it and you both sign it, so there's no way that you can make bad decisions. Then with time and cost, this is next to direct negotiation the least amount of time, and the cost, it's usually $100 to $200 an hour for a mediator, and then you split the cost down the middle. So it's a very time, and it's not a very big time and cost usage for both of the parties involved. This has been mediation. The third form of mediation is arbitration. This way, an arbitrator decides, which is usually a retired judge, and they decide over small cases that needs mediation. With this, he uses evidence from each side, a testimony from each side, and decides on the law. This is a binding decision on his part, so whatever he decides stays, and there's no way to appeal this. This way, this use of mediation, you don't get to really have much say on what happens. It's just whoever's right is going to be right, and they're going to win. This uses more time than direct negotiation and mediation, and it costs much more. It can cost from $1,000 to $5,000 with just arbitration. With the final part of mediation is litigation. This is where a judge decides the outcome, but you also have the right to appeal. This takes more time and money than every other dispute resolution process, because each person has to pay attorneys, has to pay judges, has to pay court costs, and it costs a lot of money. But it also costs a lot of time, because you have to meet each other in certain places. Then you have preponderance of evidence. This means that 51% versus 49%. If the person with 51%, they win, and there's nothing they can do. But most of these cases are settled out of court. Thank you. This has been my report on litigation.